Do you want to take the best travel photography? Today, we're going to give you some of our best travel photography tips to make sure that you will never miss the perfect shot. And stay tuned because at the end of the video, we're going to give you one extra tip to share your travel memories like a pro.
Absolutely.
Morning everyone, I'm Rick.
And I'm Andrea. And today we will give you the best travel photography tips. But first, if you like videos, this kind of videos, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below so you will never miss any future video. Well, let's start from the beginning. What's the best camera for travel?
That's a great question. I would say the answer is the camera you have with you all the time. And for me, it's my iPhone. If your phone takes great photos, then that's the camera you should use and take with you. Listen, there's no point in having a top-of-the-line DSLR with an expensive lens if it's going to sit at the hotel. Your phone is also going to be able to geotag your photos. That way, you don't have to remember where you took them because you can always go back and check.
Absolutely. Now, if you ask me, I always have my brand new Nikon Z6 with me with my 20-40-200 all-in-one lens. In the past, I used my D600 with my 28-300 and I took thousands and thousands of photos with that. And recently, I always traveled with my GoPro Hero 8 as well, with a small tripod attached for videos and movie on the go. But again, the camera that you always have with you is the most important one.
That's great piece of advice. And another important thing is to always back up your photos. Back them up regularly. And even better if you can use a cloud service. You don't want to risk losing all your photos of a particularly epic trip like Antarctica. You can also consider using software that keeps your photos organized. For example, on a Mac, you can use the built-in Photos application. Or if you're on a PC, you can use Google Photos. And if you want something a little bit more professional, like what Andrea uses, you can go ahead and use Adobe Lightroom.
Yeah. And now, what should you photograph when you are on a trip? Well, if you want to have a great travel photo, try to avoid the usual shot. What do I mean by that? Well, if you go to Paris, for example, and if you want to take a photo of the Tour Eiffel, right? Sure. You should, but try to make the shot a little more interesting. May take the photo from a different angle. Check these photos of a monument in Rome. They're the same monument but from two different angles and two different places. The first one, you can see the traffic and tourists, while the second one is much more interesting. You don't want to take photos like the postcard you can buy at the gift shop, because those are boring. Also try to take photos of things that are a bit more unique. Going back to the Paris example, one of my favorite shots was a random bistro in the middle of the city. So bottom line, take the iconic shot first, so the Tour Eiffel, and then get lost and look for something more unique to photographer.
Great advice. Now, another thing I like to do is to plan in advance. Well, he likes to plan in advance. I say do your research on the destination and try to pick some places that you would like to photograph. Also, if you're wanting to visit a very touristy destination, then go to that major spot, but late at night when most of the tourists are gone. Well, maybe not late at night, but after dark. That way you're going to have a much more interesting shot. And you know, 4 years ago, we had some friends of ours that wanted to go and visit the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Well, we went after dinner when most of the tour buses left, and we were able to get some fantastic shots with practically nobody around.
Absolutely. Another thing is wait for the best light for photography. Photography refers to this as the golden hour, which is 1 hour before sunset or the first hour after sunrise. This will require a bit of planning to be the perfect spot at a specific time, but if you can, it will make a lot of difference. Look at these two shots taken in Rome from the same spot. One at the golden hour, one is not. Look at the difference.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, after golden hour, then you can head off for dinner. And don't forget to take photos of food as well.
Absolutely.
Remember, food is a great part of a country's culture. And taking photos of food that you experience while traveling will keep your memories alive.
Absolutely. One thing that I love doing is having a theme. For example, I love taking photos of street lamps. I know it's strange, but that's inspiring for me. I have a huge collection, and in every city I go, I take more and more photos of street lamps. Also, I like to take photos of people when they don't look at me on the street. This was a major subject for me during our trip to Asia. Have a look.
Yeah, and I actually love using props. It might seem silly and uncomfortable at first, but it's a lot of fun and the memories last forever. For example, I like to try something to wear or to use to make my photos even more fun. For example, in Vietnam, I love taking photos with that hat. And in Pisa, I used an ice cream cone as a prop for one of my favorite shots. And by the way, next time we go to Munich, I'm going to buy a pair of lederhosen.
Oh, I would love to see you on those. Also, ask the locals to take a picture with them. Most of the time, they are really happy to do that. Rick is an expert on doing this. Look at this. On the same topic, selfies are cute, but if you really want a good photo with you as a subject, ask someone to take the photo for you. You'll be much happier with the results. Just make sure the person doesn't put his finger in front of the lens like this one.
Another thing I love to do is photobombing. I mean, I'll admit it, I'm usually the one who's doing the photobombing. I'm a bit of a goof that way. And for as long as I can remember, I think there's only been one person that got mildly irritated at me for doing it. Maybe they had to pay per photo. Maybe. I don't know. But, we'll always remember this day when we were out on a Segway tour in Rome. Who is that kid anyway?
I know, it's funny. And remember we told you about one thing that always makes a huge difference? Well, here it is. We always pick our best photos of each trip, or at least the one we like the most. And with those, we make a book. We've noticed that very few people like to sit down and look at our photos on a screen. However, everyone loves to flip through the photo books. By the way, take a look at the description below for how to make a photo book. And it's everything in our website.
Well, folks, this is it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we want to know, what are your best travel photography tips? If you have a technique that you use on your trips, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, we would love to read it from you.
All right, guys.
See you next time.